Alright, guys. It is Saturday, November 5th, 2022 at 3:33 p.m. Alright, let's go on to dailyverses.net verse of the day. It says, "See to it, brothers and sisters, that none of you has a sinful, unbelieving heart that turns away from the living God." Hebrews 3:12. Alright, guys, so let's pray for the people that were affected in the tornadoes yesterday. There were a lot of families that were affected, their homes destroyed. Please, Jesus Christ, put your love and protection over those families. Watch over them. Watch over the first responders having to do the work today and the upcoming weeks. Please protect and watch over them, Jesus. Please protect and watch over anybody that has to do field work, trying to do the field work, trying to measure what type of tornadoes they were. Anybody that helps anybody there, please protect and watch over them in Jesus' name, Amen. All right, guys, let's start. So yesterday I made a video saying that I was gonna do cover the tornadoes that happened yesterday. As you see here, my first post yesterday was gotta get my coffee before everything kicks off today. I gotta go, Julia. We got cows. It's one of the great quotes from the movie Twister. I love watching Twister, and in the Twitter weather community, we quote a lot of Twister because it is a awesome movie to remember, and it inspired a lot of chasers. All right, guys. So, um, I have a lot of posts that I have to go over the tornadoes and everything that happened yesterday. But before I get into what happened yesterday, I'm going to go over the right now what's happening in the Atlantic, and then I'll go over the tornadoes and stuff towards the end. All right, so we have a disturbance 2 with 50% chance of cyclone formation in 5 days at as of 2 p.m. Saturday, November 5th, central subtropical Atlantic showers and thunderstorms associated with a non-tropical area of low pressure located several hundred miles east of Bermuda are beginning to show signs of organization. The system is producing gale force winds and is currently attached to a frontal system. The front is forecast to decay during the next day or so, and environmental conditions are expected to be conducive for some additional development. A tropical or subtropical depression could form within the next days while the system moves northwestward and then turns eastward over the central Atlantic. After that time, the low is forecast to merge with a strong cold front, ending the chance of further development. Alright, so that's for disturbance 2 here, the yellow. The red, we have disturbance 1 with 70% chance of cyclone formation in 5 days. A throw of low pressure located over the eastern Caribbean Sea is producing a large area of disorganized showers and thunderstorms. The throw is forecast to move northward over the southwestern Atlantic by Sunday, where a broad area of low pressure is expected to form north of Hispaniola, which is Dominican Republic. Environmental conditions are forecast to be conducive for gradual development, and a subtropical or tropical depression could form during the early part of next week, while the system moves generally westward and west northwestward over the southern Atlantic. Regardless of development, there is an increasing risk of coastal flooding, gale force winds, heavy rainfall, rough surf, and beach erosion along much of the southeastern United States coast, the Florida East Coast, and portions of the central and northwestern Bahamas during the early part of middle of next week. The disturbance is also expected to bring locally heavy rainfall to Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands this weekend. Interest in those areas should monitor the progress of the system. So heads up for Florida, Dominican Republic, Hispaniola, Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico, the Bahamas. This is going to be bringing rough surf, gale force winds, heavy rainfall, beach erosion, and coastal flooding. Those are the possible risks that this storm could possibly bring. Okay, formation chance through 48 hours, medium at 40%, and formation chance through 5 days, high at 70%. So this is the one right here that we're keeping an eye on. As well as we have Lisa, we have the remnants of Lisa. Uh, as of 10 a.m. CDT, Saturday, November 5th. Maximum sustained winds of 20 knots or 25 miles an hour. Minimal central pressure 1008 millibars. Located at 21.2 north, 95.2 west. Movement north at 4 knots or 5 miles an hour. So we have the remnants of Lisa there as well. Let's take a look at. This is Lisa right now in the Gulf. So it went through the Yucatan Peninsula and it emerged into the Gulf, and this is what it looks like right now. Alright, this is Lisa right here in the Gulf, and then this is the disturbance, the Atlantic disturbance right here, disturbance 1. Affecting Puerto Rico, bringing rain, possible flooding, so please be aware as part of Hispaniola as well here. It's going to be bringing a lot of rain and going to be possibly moving it towards the Bahamas and possibly affecting Florida. So we got to keep an eye on this disturbance here. Alright guys, so now that we've covered that, let's take a look at the forecast models. Play it, see what could be coming along the bend here. You see here the disturbance and the off the coast of the Bahamas and Florida, and right there in the Atlantic. Could possibly form a low of 984 millibars, be off the Bahamas and Florida, and then smack right into Florida. Let's see if I can zoom in more so you guys can get a better look at that. Alright, look at Florida. This is forecast models from the GFS. So it is not 100% accurate. This is just what the forecast models are showing. So always take forecast models with a grain of salt. You never know what could really happen. So this is just what the models are showing. Give that warning because a lot of people get, oh, it didn't happen when you showed in the models. It's just the model run. It could happen, it couldn't happen, who knows. But this is just what it's showing. So it could possibly affect Florida with a low of 983 millibars if that does actually happen. So whatever is going to build is possibly going to bring a lot of moisture to the coast. Hopefully it does not turn into a real hurricane. Alright, let's keep playing. Then it goes into the Gulf and smacks into the panhandle of Florida with a low of 985 low. There you see it there. The low smacking back into the panhandle of Florida. Alright, let's keep playing, see what else it shows. Then it goes into Georgia, parts of South Carolina, parts of North Carolina. You see there, traveling over the south. Then it goes out to sea. Oh, it actually goes over, it travels over the east coast and into the New England, Canada, Maine region. And there's snow on the northern part as well, with a low of 981. Alright, so this is what the forecast model shows with the GFS on November 13th. Don't know exactly if that's what's gonna play out or not, but that's what the models are showing. Alright, let's take a look quickly here. Look at Texas on November 15th. There's snow and possibility of storms there. Snow for the northern part of Texas and Oklahoma, and parts of Texas. More storms on the east that just got affected for tornadoes yesterday. And then the storms pass through the east coast and then head out. And then more snow for Canada. Alright, so that's the model run. Alright, that was quite interesting. Some possibility of storms off the east coast heading into Florida, traveling up the east, the south and into the northeast, and then snow for Texas on the 15th and 16th. Quite interesting. All right, now let's get into the storms that happened yesterday. Uh, I'm going to share the post that I shared. I spent most of yesterday retweeting and sharing information so people could be safe and, stay safe during the tornadoes. All right. A large, intense tornado tracked through Sulphur Springs, Texas today. A second tornado formed out of circulation and rotated around the south side of this larger tornado. The two tornadoes continued simultaneously for several minutes. The same storm later hit Idabel, Oklahoma. Let's take a look at the images. Alright, you see the storm and the tornado right there. Clearly see the cone. Very rain-wrapped storms. Look at that. You see the shadow of the tornado sticking out of the clouds. It was quite cloudy, and the storms were rain-wrapped, a lot of them. Alright, here's a tornado. You see in the distance the tornado, and then in the foreground you see cows. This is the closest we got to seeing a cow fly twister style. Thank goodness the cows were okay and none got picked up by the tornado. But this is the closest that we got to that. Alright, this is the photo I forgot to post near Richland, Texas at 3:54 p.m. Let's take a look at the image. There's the wedge right there. Wow. A lot of tornadoes dropped yesterday. That is quite amazing that some people got blessed enough to take pictures. Alright. Epic video footage of the Sulphur Springs tornado. Prayers to all impacted by the tragic events across Texas, Oklahoma, and Arkansas. And then you see the shape of the twister. Excuse me, guys, I nearly sneezed. Alright, there you see the shape of the twister. Alright. And this is Trinity Baptist Church in Idabel, Oklahoma. A lot of damage happened to many buildings, and a lot of people lost a lot. But here's the image of the church. Please pray that they get back on their feet and everything goes well with them, because that is devastating. Alright. Alright. Let's see if I see any other... Alright, this post here is from Dabu. It says, the 12Z Euro for Wednesday. This would have a far worse impact on North Florida beaches than Ian provided. Major concern for flooding risk if the model were to verify. So that is the warning, that possibly that the beaches and Florida could possibly get a system or something happening to them soon. So please pray that does not happen. Odds increasing for a possible subtropical storm to approach Florida next Wednesday to Thursday. The next new name is Nicole. American model is stronger, outlier European model is weaker. We'll get more clarity this weekend with Invest models. As I was saying with the forecast model that I had showed you, Florida might be getting possibility of Wednesday to Thursday getting a system hit them. Alright, guys. Let's see if there's any other Twister stuff. I posted a lot yesterday. A lot of tornadoes happened. Look at this one. Okay, this is The Hail by Kristen Wallen. Sent this from Chelsea, Oklahoma. Look at the hail that was sighted in some of these twisters in Chelsea, Oklahoma. Look at that. That is quite spiky, and that is quite large. It's not gigantic, but it's in there. The other hail that I saw was about an inch in diameter. It was only like a small coin size. But there wasn't a lot of hail with these tornadoes this way around. But there was some, as you see here. Alright, so that was from Kristen Wallen who sent that. Alright. Alright, guys, let's see. There's a lot of tornado warnings that, as you see here, tornado confirmed, warning now enacted, take shelter immediately. I was retweeting a lot of these so people could be aware and warned that there was storms coming. And then look at this from Central Texas. I've never seen skies like this before. Central Texas weather is never boring. That is quite the flashy lightning. Alright. Let's see. Alright. Multiple close-range damaging tornadoes observed in northeast Texas this evening near Sulphur Springs, Clarksville. So you see there a twister by Alex Schulten being captured. Quite an awesome tornado. Alright, let's see what else came across. A lot of alarms and sirens blaring near Benton, Arizona. Excuse me, Arkansas. I keep saying weird names. Alright, and here's all the tornado warnings so far from this tornado outbreak in the south. Some may be ongoing while others are past tornado warnings from today. So here I'm going to show you, I'm going to open it wider so you guys can see all of the tornado warnings and basically warnings for the past tornadoes from yesterday. So look at this. Look at that whole area. All the way down to San Antonio, all the way up close to Missouri. There was a lot of activity yesterday. So please pray for all of these people who were affected. Alright. And here we have some damage along Highway 992 just north of New Boston, Texas. New Boston got affected by a tornado landing close to it, and it pretty much did a lot of damage. As you see here, power lines down, the poles knocked down, tree debris on the ground, more power lines down, people waiting towards the end because they couldn't travel on that side due to the power lines, and more debris pretty much strewn about. And look at that, look at the top of the tree is just sheared of any foliage. Look at the boards on the ground and the power lines. And look at that, siding from buildings on the ground, roof bits, and more power lines down. Alright guys, so please pray for the people in New Boston that were affected from the tornado. Here's another one from New Boston, significant tornado damage. Look at this. That looks like a person's home totaled. There's chairs and things, people's belongings. Please pray for these families that are going through these hardships. Oh my goodness, look at this car. This car, the glass is broken. The back window gone. The whole back fallen off. The trunk gone. The light gone. Oh my goodness. Please pray for these families going through all this difficult time. As well as, look at this, they're chopping up trees so that people could get through. That is quite devastating near New Boston, Texas. Please pray for them. Alright, and scored a couple tornadoes near northeast of Point, Texas. It appears the tornadoes tracked across mostly rural areas, hoping no homes were affected. Video to come later. Let's take a look at that image so you guys can see the tornado in the distance. Wow, look at that. Hopefully homes there were not affected. So much happened yesterday. Alright, more tornado warnings were up, as well as the disturbance happening close to Puerto Rico and Dominican Republic. And give a hand to Craig Cece. He does an amazing job. He keeps posting information and warnings, helping people be aware of storms. Here he is posting another tornado touchdown. It's not warned, but this looks suspicious. Hence, not 100% sold, but take it like there is to. Excuse me, I nearly sneezed again. But take it like there is one in Malvern. Set up, spin up, and down fast. So he did a lot of warnings to help people be aware that there were storms coming through. Alright. I posted that there were power outages in Texas and Arkansas, as well as Washington and Oregon. So a lot of power outages yesterday. Pray for the families through Texas and Arkansas and Oregon and Washington that they may get their power back and not have to deal with the loss of power for too long, as there's other customers in Arkansas who had power outages, as you see in these counties. Please pray for them. Alright. Jim Tang doing an awesome job as well. Likely tornado east of Grand Springs, 10:10 p.m. He and Cece were doing their back-to-back posting information, sharing, trying to save lives as much as possible. Alright, guys. Let's see what else we have. Power lines down right in front of our house here in Sandy, Texas, by some nadir. Damage still without power. It's been about an hour now without power. Please pray for John Escoto and their family. And here is the inch diameter hail I was talking about. Let's take a look at this. This is the only other picture of hail that I saw yesterday. About an inch in diameter, not that large, about the size of a coin, but there was not that much hail with the tornadoes yesterday. There was some, but there wasn't that much. You see here the coin size hail. Alright. Try not to make this video too long, but I'm just trying to see if there's any other post that I shared. More damage in New Boston. There's also a tornado that hit Paris, Texas. A lot of tornado warnings that I shared. Just sharing information. Alright. It says here, trees snapped, power lines down, blocking US 82. Extreme damage through New Boston, Texas, after a large tornado tracked through town. Loss of power through most of the town. So there you guys go. More damage to New Boston area. More damage. It says here, spoke to Cass Sheriff, who says some roads are closed around Douglasville. Trees and power lines are down, but no widespread property damage so far, and no reports or injuries. So that is a lot of damage. You see here a garage shredded and the trees next to it. Alright, let's see what else. Look at this amazing picture. It says, only strike I was able to get this evening as the tail end of the cold front passed over Bexar County. Just now hearing of the tragedy in the north and northeast Texas. Just awful. Alright, so this is the only picture he was able to take with lightning. It was quite intense. Make sure you guys follow Reed Timmer and other chasers and watch their videos live as you see them encounter real life tornadoes and real life dangers while they're chasing. Alright guys, that's it for my video. I'm not going to cover much more of it. You pretty much know the dangers that these chasers went through yesterday trying to spot tornadoes, as well as today they're pretty much helping people out in the community. They'll probably bring donations and help the people out. So please pray for Texas and Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Louisiana. Hopefully they get their power reinstalled soon. Alright guys, that's it for this video. Hit like and subscribe for more news, and see you guys next time. God bless.